Everything in nature either grows and evolves or dies. If a species can't adapt to its changing environment, it cannot survive and thrive. That's why we humans are the most advanced species on Earth. We have the ability to adapt to our environment. The problem we encounter today is that a lot of people cannot adapt their opinions, thoughts and actions to the changing environment, and it's changing in a very fast pace. Why they cannot change? Why they cannot adapt? Because they have a fixed mindset. They are not open to new ideas and opinions. They do not seek discomfort and growth. In their stagnation, they die slowly. In this video, we will talk about the opposite kind of mindset, the growth mindset, and how you can manifest it in your life. But first, let me tell you why the growth mindset is so important for me. As a kid, I was so identified with my own needs, thoughts, opinions and wants that I did not want to change or open to the ideas of the other kids and adults. I wanted others to open to me. If you didn't know, kids are very narcissistic. That means that they think that they are the center of the universe. And that is normal. When you become adult, you grow out of this. But as a kid, I was even more narcissistic than other kids. I thought that I was more important, and what I thought was right was actually the right thing to do. That led to me not having any friends, being constantly emotionally bullied and sometimes physically bullied. That led to me having a lot of inner anger. As a teenager, I attended my first personal development seminar, and in it I learned about the growth mindset. And after I manifested it in my life, everything changed. My whole life changed. Right now, everything in my life is about growth, positive change, and becoming the best version of myself. Now let's talk about what is the growth mindset. Well, this is the mindset where you look at the world as something that you can grow in. You see everything as a tool for your inner growth. Everything that happens in your life, doesn't matter if it's a personal or family trauma, a very negative experience, something that is very bad, everything you see as the next step of your inner development. When you're in the growth mindset, you're open to new ideas, new opinions, new ways of being. When you are in the fixed mindset, you start blaming. You play the victim in your life. You point your finger towards the whole world and blame it for your own suffering. You're always in your comfort zone. You're not open to innovations and the newness around you. You're afraid of change. And in a deeper level, maybe the most deeper psychological level, you're actually afraid of death. And the funny thing is that not only are you afraid of death, and that's why you have that fixed mindset, but the stagnation that comes from this mindset leads you to a psychological death, to a death of your growth. As I said, if you don't grow, you die, you start to stagnate, you stay in one place and you become lazy. When you're in the growth mindset, you're ready for small psychological deaths every day. What do I mean? Well, let's say you want to stop a bad habit and live a more healthy life. When you want to stop smoking, for example, you need to let go of that part of your personality that is so identified with smoking. So it's not about only the action of stopping smoking cigarettes. If it was that easy, everyone who wanted to stop smoking was going to be ready just to stop smoking when they decided. But the thing is that we start to identify with our behaviors and action, and our personality gets melded into our behaviors. We start to identify with what we do. When we stop for example smoking, we stop identifying with being a smoker. That means that if we want to stop smoking, we need to let our inner smoker dies, so a new part of our personality can be reborn out of the ashes. No pun intended. If you want to create new habits in your life, if you want to grow, if you want to be a better version of yourself, you need to sacrifice your bad personality traits right now. You need to let them go, let them die, let them burn in the fire of transformation and become a better version of yourself. This is the growth mindset, to let yourself die psychologically so you can be reborn. It's easier said than done. That's why the psychological deaths need to be small and every day. Well, there are a lot of obstacles in this path. There are a lot of things that can stop you being in this growth mindset. But the benefits are very big. I'll talk about the obstacles in a bit, but first I want to talk about the benefits of being in this growth mindset. So, the first of the benefits is that you have openness to experience. You're open to what happens. You're open to feedback from the universe and you're open to grow. You have increased creativity because of this openness and you have inner strength. Why is that? Well, because you identify not only with who you are right now, but who you can be. And that gives a person strength. Always you can be a better version of yourself. And there is always, as I said, a next step in your evolution. Another benefit is that when you're in the growth mindset, you can fulfill your potential. Each and every one of us has different kind of potential and different type, but if we don't grow, we cannot fulfill our potential. We cannot become the person that we are meant to be. Another really good benefit is that you have better problem-solving skills. Let's say you are playing a lot of games and when you're trying to win all of those games, you're in a fixed mindset, because the purpose of games, of problem solving, is not to solve the problem, not to win the game, not to be the best out of your friends. The purpose of games is to learn how to play the game of life. When you're in the growth mindset and you're playing a game, you ask yourself the question, how can I conduct myself in this game so I can get invited to the next one? Why is that? Well, the more you play games, the more you become better at them. The more you play the game of life and not try to win it, but to play, the more you can get better at it. For example, if I try to have the best video possible, the perfect video, I will never publish one video, because a video can be better and better. And if I go like 1000 hours into making this video, it will never get published, because as I said, it can get better and better. The thing here is how can I post at least one longer video a week and how I can become 1% better every time. This is the growth mindset. There are a lot of obstacles in manifesting this mindset in your life, and now I will address them and tell you how you can overcome them. So the first one is you want to be in your comfort zone. We as humans want to be comfortable and secure. We don't like new things, but the problem here is if you don't seek discomfort, you can't grow. Growth is about doing what you fear. It's about seeking your fear and facing it head on. It's about being a hero. And the hero is the one who goes to the most feared place and fights the monsters that can kill him. And some parts of him needs to die so he can become that hero. And a really easy way to get out of your comfort zone every day is to have a 10-second cold shower. I do this every day. I do it for a few minutes, but you can do it for a few seconds every day. Just after your hot shower, turn the cold shower on for 10 seconds and seek discomfort. Embrace the flinch. Embrace what you don't like, but is good for you. When you do this every day, you will find yourself starting to seek discomfort in other areas in your life. Another problem in this mindset and obstacle is the fear of failure. Well, if one of our ancestors failed in his life, in his actions, if he was not right, well, he would have died. If you didn't respond fast enough to a signal or something that you hear in the bushes when you were a hunter-gatherer, a saber-toothed tiger would have killed you. If you failed in your hunt, you would starve to death. So we have this from our ancestors, this fear of failure. The funny thing here is that right now, in our modern age, the only way to succeed is to fail a lot and to learn from your mistakes. And of course, to learn from the mistakes of others. How can you overcome this fear of failure? Well, by actively seeking rejection, by actively doing something that you know that will not work, and having a blast. The first thing to do is to wave and smile to strangers on the street. When you're walking, just try it. The next level, when you get proficient with that, and I did this exercise a lot, is to go to a shop and to ask for a discount for something small. Let's say I want to buy a bottle of water, I ask for a discount. It doesn't matter if the shop person can give it to me, the cashier or whatever. The thing is, can I ask about that discount? And the next level is to go into a very expensive shop, let's say for watches or perfumes, and to ask to buy something, but to not pay for it. Ask if the item is free and see what happens. See how funny the reactions of the other person is, and see how can you have fun being rejected. Another thing, of course, is to ask your crush on a date. Why it hurts to get rejected? Well, our ancestors were in very small groups where they had like 50 to 150 persons in these groups. And if you got rejected from, let's say, one of the other females, she would have told all of her friends about you, and one rejection leads to another, and soon you would not have offspring. So rejection leads again to death. But in the modern world, you can get rejected hundreds of times and still find a person who will love you and see you for who you are. So seeking rejection is one of the things that you can do so you can manifest the growth mindset in your life. And the last obstacle that I see in this mindset is the discomfort of change. And again, change sometimes means psychological death. So, how can you overcome this obstacle? Well, by watching a podcast or an interview with a person you don't agree with or a person you don't like. You don't have to like him or to agree with him at the end of the podcast. You just need to open your mind for his point of view and to seek opinions that are not yours. Or better, to seek opinions that are opposite of your opinions. If you want more content on how to learn to grow, watch my video about mastering your emotions right here.